It's been a long time since you and I connected. You were running and owning the Cheeky Food Group.
I launched this in 2002. This is before there was Google.
Yeah.
So imagine the world without realestate.com and domain.com. Like,
Sure.
just even think about that in Google. There was no Gordon Ramsay and there was no MasterChef when I launched. And so I had 17 great years, but then it was time to let it go.
So let's just go back to that launch strategy pre-internet almost. How did you actually do it?
Oh, look, I just picked up the phone. Like, it was, anyone else today would call it hustling. Back then it was just called pick up the phone and get some work. Industry magazines, inserts in industry magazines. And that was kind of it, but really calling on any contacts that I had.
So you do a lot of leadership stuff with women as well. What do you notice about the way women sort of present themselves in leadership?
If they just do more, they're going to be recognised.
Yep.
So if I do that extra project, if I do those extra studies, if I do the MBA, if I do all this, I'll be better than everyone else. And there's a kind of a comparison thing that can go on. And and then be the more empathetic leader, show kindness everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with having a really seriously good, kind heart. Honestly, there isn't. But there are times to dial things up in your personality type, and there are times to dial things down.
I know certainly when I went through the process of deciding whether or not to buy into Lang & Simmons, I had some really, really difficult conversations with myself. And sometimes I had them out loud. Which is a bit weird, but whatever works, right?
Well, I did exactly the same when I sold Cheeky. I remember turning over my beer coaster and writing out, okay, I can do this. It's just a business model issue. It's not a personal issue. Made a couple of notes, or the third note was, or I could sell.
I'm not known for being particularly kind, so it's not a problem that I actually have. But I do know people around me who are incredibly kind and caring.
It has such a beautiful place in society, also at work, but there are definitely times that if you're sacrificing kindness to yourself, then you're staying back and you're not looking after your own health and everything to be seen to be doing in order to try and get a leadership role, then there's something out of kilter. And that's definitely time to, okay, how else can I play this one?